Hey everyone, David C. Anderson from the Knife Center coming at you from SHOT Show 2024. My voice is starting to go, but that's okay because we're having a good time because we're here at the Buck Knives booth with Lee, one of their product designers. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Great to see you. Thanks for taking the time out this morning.
Thanks for coming to visit us.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to start over here with some of the new imports and move on through to some real big news that some of you may have already know what it is, but stay tuned.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So first, we're going to start with our import EDC. We have two new models that we're calling the Sovereigns. So the large, and I'll hand you this one, the small. So this is one of our first button locks. Button lock to close it, thumb stud to open, stainless steel handles. You can get it either stainless or the carbon fiber finish.
Nice, man.
Absolutely. And they feature a removable deep carry pocket clip, non-reversible. It's a great little size, feel great in hand. We paid special attention to actually milling out pockets on the inside to knock some weight off these.
Yeah, especially on the stainless, right. So we're about 3 inches on the small one, 3.5-ish.
I think 3 1/8 is the number on the big guy, and then the little one was 2 3/4.
Okay, sounds good. Steel on these, what are we talking about?
We're looking at 7CR on these guys.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Feels pretty good. The action is pretty decent.
Action's really nice, yeah. Following that, we have our Trace series. So these are kind of a spiritual successor to the Bones line we launched, 15, 16 years ago. So we took the skeletonized design of that, switched to aluminum handles, put on a flipper tab and ball bearings. So it's nice and snappy, easy to open, lightweight. It's going to be a liner lock. This one has a removable and reversible pocket clip. 7CR blade steel on that.
Yeah, the action on these was, first thing we noticed was like, the crispiness of that is really good. And I like the handle specifically because it's not, there's more shape going on than just a flat shape with holes knocked out of it.
Exactly.
There's contouring to it. The shape fills the hand pretty nicely as well. Nice slim blade profile. Now I see combo edge on these large ones. Is there going to be plain edge also available, or?
So with this drop point blade, it is the partially serrated combo edge. The smaller one, the little baby, is just your straight edge.
Okay.
So no serrations on that. We also offer what we're calling our Ops version, which is a little more tactical inspired. So reverse Tonto, straight edge, no serrations, coming in a little more mean looking colorways, including this one. I call the Black Widow.
Nice, nice.
So,
I like the 2-layer thing going on. Where you got the red from the liners showing through. It's pretty nice.
Sir,
that's a cool blade shape, though.
Yeah,
I like that, and I love the pocket clip. I gotta say, like, one of my favorite pocket clips of all time is on the Buck Vantage series.
Yep.
And that was the first knife I ever used that had that tail-mounted clip.
Yep.
Which it works so well. It's ambidextrous, like you mentioned. So it's cool to see you guys still doing that. I love it so much.
Glad to hear.
Excellent.
And the Ops version is also available in the Mini.
A couple different colors. You got the gray stainless steel.
Kind of, gray with the stonewash blade, and urban camo with the black coated blade, and then the Black Widow version.
There you go. Very nice.
So from there, we're going to talk about some new autos, or updated autos.
All right, sounds good.
So for this year, we're launching a new blade shape for our 838 and 839 deploy line. So going to a Warncliffe, I'll give you this guy. Watch out, it's got some yeehaw, so hang on to it. So satin finished Warncliffe blade. These are 154 cm blade steel, Cerakoted handles, removable, reversible pocket clip. You might notice bears a striking similarity to one we just mentioned.
Indeed.
So
I like that. I like the crown spine you got going on here too. Some nice little details.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
And so
a few different colors. You said orange.
Yeah, we've got orange. We've got this, we call this, Cerakote calls it Northern Lights, but it's got this beautiful color shift from blue to kind of a greeny gold, if you can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real subtle. Definitely not apparent at first. And definitely not going to come across well in photographs either.
Yeah, it's you kind of got to see it.
Oop, it was the wrong way there.
Yep.
nice. So the small one, this is one of those sub 2-inch, like California compliant style blades, and
Absolutely.
then your bigger knife to go along with it. Very nice.
And we also offer our blackout version of that. So I hand you that one. Same knife and blade shape, upgrading to S35 VN blade steel, and just all black everything on that.
I mean, even the logo markings on there, just being a darker black, really the only reflectivity is the sharpened edge itself in this one. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And I see this one's marked S35 VN as well.
Yeah, so the blackout does get that upgrade to S35 VN from the 154 series.
Very good. Nice.
Thank you. So from there, we're going to move into our hunt line. So last year at SHOT, we launched our Alpha series in the pro level. We're doing now a little more budget-friendly, price point-driven one in our select. So we have all
you grab
three
a couple,
knives.
I'll grab a couple.
All right. So we have the 6.62 is the little one. The 6.63 is this bigger guy, and the 6.64 is this one. So these are going to be available in our 420 HC with a hollow grind, stone wash finish on it. You can see there's two colorways for the handles, so you can get them an orange black or a gray and black. 2-shot injection molded with that rubber inlay.
Yep, so you got that extra grip.
Absolutely. They're going to come with a nice nylon sheath. We also have a gut hook model in the 6.64 Select. And yeah, all of these will be available in both colorways.
I like the nimbleness of these, especially these smaller ones, but I really like what you guys did with the handles on this whole series. I love the pinch, the thumb scallops here. Really lets you get in there for the real fine detail stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a great continuation of the name for sure.
Yeah, well, thank you. And so we also want to make a high performance version. You may have heard of the steel called MagnaCut.
Heard a thing or two about
that. A couple people might have mentioned it
lately.
So we're calling this one the Elite Series. So upgrade to MagnaCut with a high panel flat grind, textured G10 handles, and these are going to come with a Kydex sheath. One of the most common comments we got was, I love the leather sheath on the pros, where can I get Kydex?
Sure.
So that'll be coming soon. These will come with the Kydex sheath, and we'll also sell it separately.
Okay.
So yeah.
So MagnaCut, of course, for those who don't know, longtime viewers of this channel will know, because I always like to mention what it's good at. It is a stainless steel, but it has the toughness and edge retention of some really good high-performance carbon steels. And it's a combination you just don't see in other stainless steels out there, so it's really cool.
Yeah. And since I know it's going to come up, we're running these at a 62 to 64 Rockwell.
Okay.
And to verify that, we did some forged and fire style testing where we started smacking on some chunks of wood we had around the factory and some elk antlers, and a little minor chipping like you would expect, but you're able to field sharpen it right back.
Yeah. All right, next up?
Next up, our PackLite V-Pack. So last year, we launched our PackLite 2.0 line as well. So we want to give kind of a value add option. So you'll get the 635 and the 631 in one convenient combo. So they're attached to this carrier. I'll pop mine out. Both of these guys. They are attached on this carrier. So the one is screwed in, the other one is actually clicks in the whole sheath.
So they're separable?
And so it's easy to separate with no tools. You just undo the sheath, undo the screw, and it just pops off. So if you ever need to separate them out, pass one to your buddy, whatever. Clicks back in.
No screwdriver required, yeah.
No screwdriver required.
That's good.
And it's when you buy one, it's gonna show up assembled like this.
So 420 HC on these versions?
Yep, so these two are gonna be our 420 HC with the plastic molded handles. And then we also have the pro level one and the S35 VN with the OD green micarta.
Very nice, yeah.
And these are end up gonna be about $5–10 cheaper than buying them individually.
Okay, yeah. So that's always a good thing to point out for sure. So obviously it's clearly a hunting series knife, but I've always thought these are as well really good options for like your ultralight hikers out there.
Absolutely.
Because you've got that kind of skeletonized weight reduction, but you still have a little bit there to give you that extra girth, give you a little bit to keep you from slipping out of your hand especially. So the ultralight folks probably aren't going to take two knives with them because that defeats the purpose, but it's a good series for that in any case, I think.
And if you so prefer, you can take the handles off. It'll run fine without those.
Sure.
You can also cord wrap it, and it'll still fit into the sheath.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And so, our final bit here is the limited editions, so the fancy ones. So
which one first?
You pick and I'll tell you about it.
Well, let's start right here then.
All right, so that's going to be our 112 scalloped. In 2023, we did a 110 version of this. The drop point, bare head, so only the front bolster, and a scalloped Richlite handle. It's going to come with a made in USA leather sheath, and it feels great in hand. You know, we did a lot of focus on how to make sure that fits in just right.
I think it feels even better than the 110 version from last year.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly how that felt in my head.
Mm-hmm.
S45 VN steel on these as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very nice.
So, you know, it's a nice collector knife, but you can also definitely put it through some use.
Absolutely. So I've got we got another 112 here.
Yes. So in 2023, we did a 110 TRX titanium. This year we're doing the 112 TRX titanium.
There you go.
So you're getting those blasted titanium handles, bronze PVD coated fasteners, S45 VN blade steel, removable, reversible pocket clip.
Excellent. Yeah, I love that the Slim series has stuck around.
Mm-hmm.
I was a real big fan of it when it was introduced, and it's cool to see it continuing to grow because it gives you like that classic lines of the 110 and 112. Slightly modernized, of course, with the clip here, but way more convenient to carry for most folks. Slim with the pocket clip, but still nice and solid.
Absolutely.
Very cool. All right, next up.
So this guy here is the 500 Duke. So we wanted to kind of put a modern twist on a classic knife. So we did some classic elements like that straight pull nail notch, the straight clip on the blade. Mm-hmm. Did a bare head construction on that with marbled carbon fiber inlays, I guess onlays they would be. Mm-hmm. And for the first time on this knife, we put a pocket clip on it.
There you go, man.
We get a lot of feedback. Hey, I love these old knives. I don't want to carry a belt sheath.
Right.
I don't want it just rattling around my pocket. So
there you go.
This is the solution.
Yeah. Steel on this is S30.
Yep.
Nice treatment on the spine here too. That slight crowning going on.
Absolutely.
Feels very premium compared to the base model for sure.
Mm-hmm. And these all get hand sanded and blended together. All the rough points knocked off of them.
I love the long pull on that too. Like that's just some of my first good knives had long pulls, so a soft spot for them. Yeah, very nice. Well, something not based on a vintage pattern now, we have this one.
A38 Deploy LE. So we've upgraded to marbled carbon fiber handles, copper launch button, safety, and spacer. And that's actual copper, that's not coated.
Okay.
The machine shop wasn't thrilled about that, but it turned out pretty cool.
And then that's obviously nice, bright and shiny right now, but that's going to just develop character and
get some
patina
beautiful
over time.
patina over time.
Favorite deep carry. Pocket clip,
absolutely.
Of course. Steel on this one is
S45.
S45.
Cerakote blade.
Have they all been hollow ground like this? Or am I misremembering? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Man, because that gets nice and thin.
Very slicey.
Very slicey. Yeah. Love it.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. All right.
Next to that, we have the 402 Akanua. So we first made these in 1972. Mm-hmm. They've been out of our catalog since 1997. So we really wanted to reach back on this and make it as close to the original as we could. So the original came with black micarta. We went black burlap because it really shows up well on the size of handle.
Sure.
The red paper spacers. We mimicked the classic logoing on it.
Yep.
And even with the sheath, we reproduced it like it was in the 70s. Mm-hmm. So you'll notice no stitching, it's riveted.
Gotcha, yeah.
And of course, made in USA on that sheath.
Excellent.
And that is S45 VN blade steel. It's going to be, again, beautiful knife. It can be a user, it can be a wall hanger.
Sure. Yeah, definitely solid. You got plenty of that finger guard right there to keep it from slipping forward if you were using this in a hunting or skinning scenario. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's what this is all about. You got that big, long sweep of the slice there.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. And like you said, limited. So are you guys going to limit the number of production of these items, or are they just simply only produced this year?
So for these first 5 we've talked about, they're going to be limited to only the year. The next one we're going to talk about is limited by number.
All right. And that is?
So that is the Buckmaster 2.0. It's here to coincide with the 40th anniversary of the original Buckmaster.
Obviously looks quite different from the original, but the mission for this knife was the same.
Yeah, so we collaborated with Commander Coulter on this, the designer of the original, to kind of update what he saw as some great improvements to it. So some stuff to make it easier to make. You know, it doesn't have that round handle, so it's going to index in your hand better.
Plus the sub hilt as well.
Yeah,
helping that.
Absolutely. The some nice heavily textured G10 handles. Again, paid a lot of attention to getting them just the right amount of textured that you've got a good solid grip in any condition, but it's not going to tear up your hand, you know, cause you any discomfort. So this is 420HC, and we actually have a special heat treat on this. So this is the only Buck product that actually has a Boss 420HC marking on it. And there are a ton of features to go over on this.
So am I remembering correctly, he actually kind of came back out of retirement for the heat treat specific to this knife, yes?
Yes, Paul Boss came out and helped us develop a new way to, I think it's triple tempered.
Okay.
Makes it makes it even tougher.
That's what I was going to ask, like what was the kind of focus for the new treatment, and it is that durability, that toughness then.
Absolutely.
Very cool, very cool.
Cerakoted, you know, it's a dive knife, you don't want it getting rust on it, so 420 is quite corrosion resistant, and we Cerakoted on top of that for extra protection.
All right. Now everyone will remember, those of you who do remember the Buckmaster will probably remember those big, long, spiky talons that it comes with.
Yep.
They look a little bit different, but you've got the same kind of thing going on here, just completely different.
Yep, it's the same but different. So mounted down on our sheath is what we're calling the emergency anchor wing. So it's held with a formed piece of Kydex and secondarily with some Velcro. And so how that's going to deploy is you slide it through the blade and just snap it into place. So that's held in with a spring pin. That's going to act as, well, it's the emergency anchor wing. So if you need to anchor something, grappling hook, that's what that's there for. It goes in one of two ways, either prongs forward or prongs back. You can adjust the tension with the set screw here. So if you're in a marine situation, you might want it a little looser because you get some, you know, sand and gunk in there.
Sure.
Don't want it jamming up.
Now, what are the types of situations you would use one orientation over the other?
So one way is for if you're anchoring into something like a softer surface like sand, dirt, that sort of thing. The other way is if you are putting it into coral. So again, being a dive knife, you put this way, and it has more edges to kind of grab the coral with. Now, you might be about to ask, isn't that going to mess up the edge of your knife? So we built in a slot in the sheath. So if you separate the nylon backer, you can actually, I'm we don't want it to detach, so it's on there good.
Right.
I'm going to go part way with this, but with the knife in there, you can still put your...
You've still got the pass-through.
You still got the pass-through,
Yeah.
and that'll protect your edge, so...
Nice.
Yeah. Every single piece on this knife is made in the USA, the sheath, the backer, every single part. You know, even really focused on the details with this, so it's MOLLE compatible. Your belt loop is Velcro and snap, so double retention on that. You can adjust the tension on the top of the Kydex. Yeah, it's a very feature-rich product.
That's just, it's so cool to see it return. It's so cool to see it return, but not the same as well. I mean, there's just so much heritage in that design that it's one of those things that just makes me happy. I think what I noticed as you were holding it here, with this wing deployed in the inverted position, you can still actually grab the knife without jabbing yourself.
Yes.
Unlike the original.
Unlike the original.
So that's cool. And man, even if you never use this part of it, that feels like a fantastic knife.
Yep.
Full stop. I mean, the comfort is there. You've got plenty of reach. It's single edge, so you don't have to worry about this getting in the way if you're using it as a more general purpose thing. I like it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Very, very nice. So I guess the last thing to mention on this is you said limited.
Yes. So that's going to be limited to 1,000 units.
Just 1,000 pieces. That's cool, but it makes me kind of sad too, because this is pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, folks, keep an eye out at the links down below at the Buck Knife section on the KnifeCenter website. I know we're trying to get as many of these as we can. Time remains to see how many we will actually wind up with. But like I said, it's only around this year for 1,000 pieces. So if you see it and you want it, don't wait too long. Anyway, Lee, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Appreciate you showing us through the lineup. Folks, make sure to check out the rest of our SHOT Show coverage. See you soon.
Thank you.